Hi, my name is Kim and I'm currently on a 5-week road trip around Scotland. Here I spend my time walking along beautiful beaches, exploring old castle ruins, as well as just enjoying the beautiful countryside there is on offer. If you want to follow me on my adventures, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos. I'll see you out there. It's another absolutely stunning, beautiful morning here on the Isle of Mull. But unfortunately, I have just checked out of my hotel up there and all packed up, and we're headed to the ferry. Now, from Mull, there's 3 ferries that you can take back onto the mainland. The first option that a lot of people use is the Oban to Craignar ferry, which is how I got here. But there's also 2 other smaller ferries. You've got the one leaving here from Tobermory, and then you've got the Fishnish to Lochaline ferry. And that's the one I'm actually going to be taking today. I was originally thinking about taking the Tobermory one here, but at this time of the year it actually only runs 3 times a day, with the first one being at 7 in the morning, which was too early for me, and the next one not leaving past 11, which it's taking this ferry. It's a bit of a drive on the other end to get to where I'm going today, so that was just a little bit too late, which is why I'm taking the one from Fishnish, where I can get one just after 10 o'clock, but the drive afterwards is going to be shorter. But yeah, to catch that ferry I need to get a move on, so I'm just taking one last look, because I am actually quite sad to leave this place here. It was wonderful to me over the last few days. But yeah, time for the next stop. But from here it's roughly about a 30-minute drive to get to the Fishnish ferry terminal. So I do have plenty of time. I am planning on getting there quite early. But so this ferry is a turn up and go, what they call it. So you do book a ticket, but it's basically just an open ticket that's valid on any of the ferries during that day. And it's first come, first serve. So there's obviously a limited space on each ferry. I don't know how busy it is at this time of the year, but I want to get there early to make sure I definitely get a space on the, I can't remember the time, at 10:15-ish, something like that. Because obviously otherwise, if there's already a lot of cars in front of me, I might have to wait roughly about an hour until the one after. But yeah, that's why I'm driving down there. There is also, I believe, a food stand, coffee van, something like that there. So I can always grab a coffee while I wait. So I'm at the terminal now, and I'm second in line, so I'm definitely going to make this ferry. And I thought it was like I remember it was 10:15, but it's actually 10:25. So plenty of time. But the drive down yet was just under 30 minutes, and yeah, it's pretty smooth. I know that road now. One more thing I want to talk about while we wait for the ferry here is the cost. So these ferries here, they're quite reasonably priced, I would say. I do believe they are subsidized by the government because they count as a lifeline for these island communities. I would say, especially as a foot passenger, the ferry is actually quite cheap. So to get over onto Mull, the Oban to Craignar one is the most expensive. So for me, passenger plus car, it costs £20.25 one way, and that's roughly about £16 for the car and £4 for a person. So if you have multiple people in the car, each person will have to pay those £4. Now the ferry here, Fishnish to Lochaline, costs £11.55. Again, that's person plus car, and that's made up of £8.60 for the car and £2.95 per person. So I find that very reasonable, to be completely honest with you. I said, especially as a foot passenger, these ferries are pretty cheap, especially like even if you go out to the Outer Hebrides, like the furthest out islands. For passenger fee doesn't cost that much, but those ones, like, you'll pay a lot more as soon as you're on their vehicle, of course. But yeah, that's why I was like happy to come out here to Mull. But yeah, it's a really good service around the western side here of Scotland. Now, obviously, ferries are very much affected by the weather. There has been quite high winds, of course, which will affect the ferries, and there has been a fair few cancellations, but again, mainly just if you go out to the outer islands. Usually here, the issue's not that bad because you're not in the open sea really. But yeah, it's been a little bit of a learning curve how it all works, but it's really fun. I love ferries, and I am looking forward to, at some point in the future, go on to some of the longer journeys. But for now, it's just a quick, I believe it's like 30 minutes or so over to Lochaline. And that's our ferry on the way in. So we'll stop right there in front of us, unload everyone that's on it at the moment, and then we'll drive on and we'll be on our way. We are up on the ferry now. I've just stepped out of the car. You can see they're all parked down there. Plenty of space on this one. There's only about 7 cars, something like that. But yeah, so the weather's obviously beautiful again, so I thought I'd just come up here, have a look. There is some indoor seating as well, for passenger when the weather's bad, of course. But yeah, it's lovely out here right now. Oh, actually, I might have just told you the wrong thing. I don't think there is any indoor seating on this ferry, or at least I can't find any. That was a nice little bit of fresh air, but we are already nearly down on the other side, so definitely doesn't take half an hour, more like a 15-minute journey, maybe 20 minutes by the time we're docked, and yeah, we'll be back on the mainland again. This is weird. We are still very much traveling. Still maybe see out that side window. We're still moving a bit of speed, but yeah, they're lowering the ramp. One other thing I want to mention real quick. So when you come off the ferry in Lochaline, you're still very much in the middle of nowhere. Obviously you do land, there's a little town, but other than that you're still quite far away from anything else. So for quite a few miles, quite a while, you will still be on single track roads. So just because you're off the island, don't expect to be straight back on main big roads. So yeah, be ready for that. And also what you'll find, a lot of the cars coming off the ferry, a lot of the people will be quite regulars, and a lot of them, they will go onto these single track roads and speed down them straight away at 60 miles an hour. And if you're not comfortable doing that and following them, just pop to the side for a minute, let them all pass you. If you do want to take more time to drive, you know, just stay at the end of the pack and let all the quick ones go by. But yeah, I'm about 15 minutes into this drive, and yeah, we're just gonna keep driving up this glen. It is beautiful. I I've just arrived here in Ardgour, where you actually have once again another ferry connection. You can see one behind there just leaving, and this ferry goes over to Coran, which is on the main A82, which connects Fort William with kind of down to Glencoe, so which is a major you know, main route. It's a little bit chilly out here. I'll get back in the car, not wearing my coat. Originally I was planning on taking that ferry across to the A82 and then just driving up to Fort William, because Fort William is where we are staying tonight. But it's such a nice day, and it's only 11:30, so the day's not even halfway done. We've still got plenty of time, so I have decided to keep driving up the road here, which is the A861. It is turning back into single track road, I believe, but that's fine. We're well used to them. But yeah, this road basically just heads up the western side of what is it called, Lochaline, and then basically on the height of Fort William, the loch turns left if you look on a map, and like it branches out quite far, and then basically the road connects back onto a main road near Glenfinnan, which a lot of people will know the name. So yeah, because yeah, like I've said, I've got plenty of time today. The weather's nice. I'm happy on these small roads, and also the ferry's £11 for a very quick 5-minute ride. Probably even less, because that ferry set off when I started this video, and now it's already on the other side. But yeah, as I said, I'll take the time today to drive. Okay, we've been driving along for a bit, but just stopped here for a moment because we've got a pretty good view of Fort William out there on the other side. So we've got the kind of main town, and then there up there is Ben Nevis with a fresh dusting of snow, looks like, just a tiny bit. And yeah, pretty nice view from this side of the loch. I've never kind of seen Fort William from this angle, so a little bit different. But yeah, it's an okay road. Quite a bit of it has been quite freshly tarmacked, so it's nice and smooth. But some other parts of the road definitely a fair few years old, and there are a good few potholes, let's say, so you might want to slow down for some parts. But yeah, in general, a decent single track road. So I've made it to Glenfinnan, and I'm actually parked in Glenfinnan itself and not the visitor centre. Now there is here at the Glenfinnan station, there is a museum, which this car park is for really, but the museum's closed at the moment, which is I guess why there's plenty of space here. But please, when the museum's open, only really park here if you're actually going to the museum, and always appreciated to leave a donation. There's also actually this old train carriage here that is now sleeping accommodation, so you can book it as a bunkhouse, I think, basically, so like a hostel. And also a restaurant. Okay, made it around Lochaline. Took a little while, but we got there and it was a beautiful drive. But now I'm just outside Fort William, to be exact, in a place called Banavie. And I want to have a look at Neptune's staircase. So let me show you. And this is Neptune's staircase. I don't know how well you can see that from the bottom. We'll head to the top so you might see it better. But basically, this here is the Caledonian Canal. It actually starts not that far down there behind me. But yeah, this series of locks rises the canal by 19 meters, I believe, over like a quarter mile. And yeah, it takes about 90 minutes for the boats to get through. But yeah, let's head towards the top and have a look from up there. I just put my hood up again because it's just this wind is still so cold. Those few days of warm weather kind of put you into a false sense of security. I think I need to swap to my warmer jacket again and make sure I bring my hat when I come out. Yeah, March time. So yeah, here we are at the top now. Now, these locks were built between 1803 and 1822, and it is the longest staircase lock here in Scotland. And apparently, even though they are absolutely massive, these locks used to be operated by hand. But yeah, it's all hydraulic now. But yeah, there's unfortunately no boats coming through at the moment. But so you can see there's quite a lot of, like, the locks are quite big, because yeah, it needs to be sometimes reasonably big. Boats use the Caledonian Canal. Not massive cruise ships or anything, but yeah, river boats of a decent size. Well, yeah, my nose is starting to run because it's so cold. Don't think there's much more for us to do today. I am gonna drive down into Fort William, so I am staying, just get my hair out of my face. I am staying at the Glenfinnan Youth Hostel, so another hostel with a kitchen. So as usual, as we've enjoyed the cooked breakfasts and dinner from a different place every night, now go shopping so I can cook myself again. So yeah, just gonna stop in the town centre and then drive up Glenfinnan a bit to the hostel. Just parked here at Lidl's. I'm gonna see if everything that I want, if I can get everything here. I love Lidl, but most of the time there's always one or two things you want that you can't find. But yeah, if I'm missing something, there's a Morrison's just a little bit further up that I could go to after. But before I actually head in there, I need to have a think of what I want to cook, because I have no plan right now. And if I go in clueless, I'll definitely buy too many things. I'm pretty sure I got everything that I need, and if I, want anything else, obviously the Fort William shops here are quite close, and I'll come anytime. But it's just every time I do a shop, for the next couple of days, it's crazy how much money you can save traveling when you cook for yourself. Now, the few things I bought today is basically breakfasts for the next couple of days, and then like 3 dinners really. And it cost me less than, oh, and snacks. I got some crisps and some chocolate as well, and it cost me less than, you know, I paid for my Indian the other night, which is literally 1 meal. So, you know, it's nice eating out and having a cooked breakfast and all of that, but if you are on a tight budget, it makes so much sense staying somewhere where you can cook your own food, because yeah, the money savings are incredible. But now it's time to drive up to the Glenfinnan Youth Hostel and get settled in. So